Welcome back to Ram Center, everyone. Today we've got some great stories on a coach who's done a lot for Rockford schools, a team who's fighting against the challenges of COVID, and inspiring events of people giving back to their community.
Along with these stories, we'll be covering the teams and athletes of the fall season here at Rockford. Be sure to stick around because we got an exciting show for you today. I'm Moses Bosscher.
And I'm Lauren Lewis, and this is Ram Center.
This is Ram Center.
And this is all conference number 6 Cole Gleason taking matters into his own hands with a huge hit against the Jenison Wildcats. Now let's get back to Ram Center.
Welcome back to Ram Center, everyone. The first team we'd like to cover on our show today is the impressive football team. After coming off of last year when they got upset in the first round of the playoffs, the boys were eager to get back on the field and get to work. And that is exactly what they did. The Rams started practicing and preparing in early summer for the season they wanted so badly.
But sadly, the boys quickly found out that the state of Michigan had moved their season to spring, and a lot of the work they had already put in was put on hold. The boys wasted no time in voicing their opinions, and some of the players traveled to a peaceful protest fighting to move their season back to fall. Lucky for them, it would eventually resume. After missing the first few weeks of the games, the boys had their season back.
The boys were ready to go and put all of their work to the test. Soon enough, their first game was scheduled and they would face off against Jenison. The game was a close one, with Sam Watts making a huge play by causing a fumble and returning it for a touchdown, tying up the game. After the fourth quarter, the game was tied and the boys would head into overtime and eventually get a big stop, which then led to a touchdown, allowing them to win the game 16-13.
Coming off of this close win, the Rams would dominate the regular season, having some great wins against the Granville Bulldogs and the Caledonia Scots. They would end the regular season 4-0 and go into the postseason with confidence. The Rams would then face off against the West Ottawa Panthers, who they had beat 33-23 early in the season. The Rams would show their dominance in this first game of the playoffs, winning 41-7.
They would then move on to the second round, facing off against the Hudsonville Eagles, who they dominated 42-7, and then move on to the Granville Bulldogs in the district finals, who they went into triple overtime with. Caden Curry would come in clutch, scoring the final touchdown to win the game. The Rams now were eager and excited to move into the regional semifinals, but the season was sadly postponed due to COVID. Good luck to the boys on the rest of their season. The Rams have really had a great year so far, even with COVID causing delays and less fans. The school is always electric when Friday comes around.
But the biggest change of this football season so far has been the new coach, Brent Cummings. He's had a huge impact on the kids this season and wants to leave a lasting impact on the players. Blake Hill, a player on the team, talked with Ram Center on how Coach Cummings has impacted his life.
Thanks, Lauren. Coach Cummings has made a big impact on my life and has taught me lessons that have allowed me to grow into an adult. Two of the biggest lessons I've taken away was hard work and persistence. He has taught this both through the advanced conditioning class and through football practice. I know he's impacted many others in his classes and on the team as well. And since he stepped into the position of head coach on the football team, he's wanted to make a lasting impact on his players and students more than ever. Ram Center got a chance to sit down with Coach Cummings to get more insight on how his first year of coaching has been.
The Rockford football team and brand new Coach Cummings have impressed everyone this year. With this being Mr. Cummings' first season coaching, he's had big aspirations for the players and what he's wanted to give the kids out of the season.
To be honest with you, just to establish strong relationships with these kids and along with the coaches, and establish a high energy practice routine, and just create an environment for these kids to enjoy their time as a Rockford football player.
Knowing what he wanted from the season, along with what he wanted to give the players, Cummings shared how he would create those relationships with each kid.
As the head coach, I get a chance during practice to, venture around to see all the different position groups and watch the way they work and provide feedback to those kids. That's one way to see everyone. And also, I'm blessed to be the strength coach here in the school, and to get a chance to see the kids during the school day. I know that helps to, check in with them throughout the school day, see how they're doing, and it goes a long way to establish those relationships with every single player.
Along with the players on the team, Cummings knew that having a strong connection with the coaches was just as important.
We added 3 new coaches. So there was a solid foundation already. There's 12 coaches on the staff, and so to maintain the majority of the staff already, we already had that working relationship, and know the ins and outs of each other's personal lives, and we get along great.
Good luck to Cummings and the team on the rest of their season. This has been Moses Bosscher with Ram Center, signing off.
Being in the advanced class myself, I can definitely say that Mr. Cummings is a great teacher and a great coach. The football players are not the only ones on the field on game night though, but if you would look to the sidelines, you will find the Rockford cheer team. We would like to shine some light on these Rams who don't always get the recognition they deserve. This team recently acquired a new head coach, Cassie Clark. She would bring a new fire and passion to the team and has done a great job on cheering on the Rams and interacting with the crowd. Congratulations to Cassie Clark on her new job and being such a great coach.
We've had such a great show so far, but we've only scratched the surface on what we have to offer for this fall edition of Ram Center. Kane Hank has more to tell us about what's to come.
Thanks, Lauren. We've got a lot more sports to cover today, including some state title runs by volleyball, tennis, and cross-country team. Along with that, we've got some inspiring stories of people giving back to their communities through athletics. All this and more on the Ram Center, so stick around.
It's game day, but this game day is missing something. Most fans take our refs for granted. What they don't realize is we rely on our refs every game day, watching our favorite players and teams go head to head. But without our refs, we wouldn't be able to watch. Go to MHSAA.com to learn more about becoming a ref.
Welcome back to the show. The next team we'd like to take a look at is the boys tennis team. This year, the boys look to have a great season, and that they did. Just like football, this tennis team had a shortened season. However, as soon as they could, this team got right to work. Coming off of a conference, district, and regional championship in the 2019 season, the boys look to repeat and improve on it.
The Rams went on to finish the regular season with a 7-2 record and then would face off against the West Otto Panthers for the OK Red Conference title. They would then go to defeat the Panthers and crown themselves conference champions. After a great win against the Panthers, the boys used that momentum going into district and regional games, where they would win both and repeat achievements they had to gain the year before.
As they looked on to states, they hoped to do what every team does, and that's gain a state championship. But sadly, the boys couldn't pull it off, and they lost in the state tournament. Congratulations to the boys on a great season.
Another team that had to overcome adversity this year was the boys soccer team. The Rams ran into many problems at the start of the season. Along with the delay, the boys had to wear masks during their games and had to practice social distancing to the best of their ability.
A Ram Center reporter got to talk with the coach and some of the players about how dealing with COVID affected the team and their season.
Soccer season is back at Rockford High, but this year's season brings new challenges. MHSAA regulations regarding COVID have changed fall sports across the board. The boys varsity team is no exception. Coach Stu Quackenbush gave us his 2 cents about having to play under the new guidelines.
I think everything feels different until you're in the middle of a drill or until you're in the middle of the game, and then it's sort of a nice sanctuary from it all. I think stuff feels pretty normal. Even with the masks on, we forget that and we just go play.
Not knowing if there is going to be a season caused some of the team to lose hope. Senior captain Drew Woods gave us his take on the lack of certainty involving the season and how it has affected the team.
It's definitely been harder this year than the past years to motivate our team, because at the beginning of the season we didn't even know if we would get to play any games. We were just practicing week after week. I definitely think that like the uncertainty of this could be your last game is definitely different than seasons past.
After hitting the field, however, the team really stepped up, winning 6 of their first 7 games. The boys are looking forward to a good rest of the season. Coach Quackenbush left us with this statement.
The team morale has been great. You could even say fantastic. The fun thing is, though, right now we're winning. So we'll be really tested in our leadership. We'll be tested further in our culture when we hit some bumps in the road, which we inevitably will. There's great competition around us. So I'm very proud of what the boys have done up to this point. There's really nothing more I could ask for. And then we've just got to keep getting better every day and keep getting ready for those challenges.
For the boys soccer team, the only thing that matters is their season is on. This is Briggs Maloney with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
It takes a lot to overcome challenges that the boys soccer team did, and it's inspiring to see athletes still finding ways to compete even with this pandemic. Another team here at Rockford that's overcome some of their own challenges has been the girls volleyball team. This year, the girls had a very young team with juniors Alina Anderson, Avery Toole, and Mara Stevens.
To lead this young team, they had a great senior leader in Sophie Seagard, who showed them how to dominate the court. The girls went into the season very confident, and it showed through every game. Though they had confidence, the Lady Rams would have a rough start of the season, going 1-3 in their first 4 games, but would go on to dominate the rest of the season, finishing with a 26-7 record.
After having such a dominant regular season, the Rams looked to make an impressive postseason run. That they did, starting off by taking the conference championship in a tough match against the Hudsonville Eagles. The girls would go on to win a district title, sweeping the Greenville Hornets 3-0. Going into regionals, the girls felt strong, defeating Grand Haven 3-0 in the regional semis, but then would fall to the Lowell Red Arrows 0-3, ending their postseason run.
Congratulations to the girls on a great season. Along with the volleyball team, there are plenty of coaches, teams, and teachers here at Rockford who had faced adversity and left an impact on the school and students here at the high school. But one that stands out from the others is Ryan Whitmore. Mr. Whitmore has been a teacher here at Rockford for as long as I can remember, and along with his son, he's involved with multiple sports here at the high school.
Sadly, through March of 2016, Mr. Whitmore was diagnosed with cancer and had to step away from teaching in Rockford athletics. In Mr. Whitmore's name, the school has done many whiteouts along with starting the fundraiser called Whitmore Strong that raised money to help his family in need.
As of right now, Mr. Whitmore is still battling cancer, and he continues to be in the hearts and on the minds of the community here in Rockford. Along with Mr. Whitmore and the Whitmore Strong movement, the community of Rockford has come together in other ways to show how athletics can bring people together.
The Rumble at the Rogue fundraiser is right here in Rockford at a local gym. This event raises money annually for type 1 diabetes and does this through an intense workout competition. Ram Center's own Anna Carpenter had the chance to meet with the owners of the gym and learn more about this unique fundraiser.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank Amy and Sarah for all the work they did to put this event together.
Rumble at the Rogue is a CrossFit competition hosted by Rogue River CrossFit for the past 4 years.
Rumble at the Rogue is a fundraiser, and for the past 4 years it has benefited JDRF, which is a research organization for type 1 diabetes.
Ryan, who has been a type 1 diabetic for 6 years, has been a big part of the Rumble ever since it started.
It's meaningful because a lot of people come out here to support JDRF and help raise money for it.
All the money that comes in through donations, registration, and sponsorships are donated to JDRF.
We raised $7,921 this year.
Every year, they try to raise more money than they did the last. With that being said,
this year is the most teams we've ever had. We have 25 teams competing, and then we also have about 10 judges, sponsorships, people volunteering throughout the day doing different things.
With the help of all those volunteers, it gives the competitors time in advance to prepare for the big day.
I've been preparing probably for a couple months now, working really hard at the gym just to make sure you're in shape so that you don't pass out.
In this competition, you have to work very hard, but you can also have a lot of fun with it.
There are certain teams that will order apparel that will match, because usually when you have a CrossFit competition, the team names are usually pretty funny. They can be, and so sometimes you have apparel that will match whatever your team name is.
This has been Anna Carpenter with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
What an inspiring story of people giving back to the community in these troubled times. Everyone here at Ram Center can't wait to see these fundraisers go on for years to come. Events like Rumble at the Rogue are great ways to share athletics and staying fit within the Rockford community.
Coming up next, we have an impressive athlete, an annual run that raises money for people in need, along with a brand new sports team to Rockford and a cross-country team looking for a state championship.
Mom!
What's up?
I just don't know if I want to play soccer anymore.
Why not? I thought you loved soccer.
I know. It's just, I don't think I like it anymore.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Don't be the reason someone quits the sport they love. Practice sportsmanship.
Welcome back to Ram Center, everyone. Next up in our sports lineup is the impressive boys cross-country team. This group of Rams would have an impressive postseason run doing what most teams in the state could not.
With some talented seniors like Jude Parks, Sam Johnson, and Patrick Harvey, this team spared no time getting right to work, starting off the regular season with a solid winning streak. Their streak would come to an end when they met the OK Red teams at a mid-season meet. The boys would only place third, but this wouldn't get the Rams down, and they would continue to have a great regular season.
Coming into the postseason run, the boys were definitely the underdogs, but would make more of an impressive postseason run. Starting off with the conference match, the Rams looked to improve on their previous third place, but would sadly place the same as before. Going into districts, the Rams knew what they needed to do, defeating the Hudsonville Eagles, winning of 14-15.
Using that momentum from districts, they would go into regionals with a good mindset. They ran a great match against the Jenison Wildcats, who they would dominate 39-20. After regionals came the state tournament, where the Rams would really be put to the test, and that they did. The boys would finish third in the tournament, shocking many people. Congratulations to the boys on a great season.
Along with this great season, the cross-country team had some great runners who not only helped the team win third in the state, but also ran great in the individual postseason. One of these runners would be Jude Parks. Zoe Hazlewood has more to tell us about this runner and his accomplishments.
Thanks, Lauren. Jude Parks has been a huge part of the Rockford cross-country team for years now, starting all the way back in elementary. Jude has shown what hard work and determination can do and what you can achieve when you put your mind to something. Livy Montroy with Ram Center met with Jude to talk about what his senior season was like and how COVID pandemic has affected running.
Even with COVID having such a huge impact on this year's athletics, Jude Parks still managed to make the most of the unexpected challenges this season brought him.
Hi, I'm Jude Parks. I'm a senior at Rockford High School. I run cross country and track and field.
One of the challenges Jude and the cross country team faced was being unable to run together last spring.
It's a lot harder to get yourself motivated when you're trying to get all these miles in and try to get better when you're all by yourself. It's really hard.
Without a track and field season last spring, Jude was able to focus more on cross country.
From March all the way up until June, when I wasn't able to run with people, we were really pushing mileage and actually trying to get ourselves better. So I had that extra preparation time.
Luckily, following mask mandates wasn't a problem for this herd of Rams.
We have to have it on every time we're stopped. We don't have to have it on when we're running together. But if we're doing strength or warming up, we have to have them on.
While Rockford's boys cross country placed third at states as a team, Jude had an incredible placement individually.
I did better than I thought I was going to do. I was supposed to get 8th or 9th going into it, and getting 7th was really good.
Coming back from last year, missing states by just 2 places, Jude had an amazing final run, placing 7th with a final time of 15:35 at states.
So it was super close, and then this year to get all the way down to 7th was really good. So,
congratulations and good luck to Jude next year as he runs for Grand Valley. This has been Libby Montre with Ram Center, signing off.
Jude truly is an incredible student athlete who gives it his everything. Congratulations to Jude on a great season. A new team here at Rockford who started their first ever athletic season was the girls field hockey team.
The Lady Rams started preparing in the summer, getting some practices in. When it came to their season, the girls felt prepped to take on any team. Sadly, their season would be delayed, but when the girls got the chance, they got right back to work. The girls ended up losing their first game, but would come back strong in their second game, winning 5-0 over the Clarkson Wolves.
The girls would then go on to finish the regular season with a 2-4-1 record and went into the postseason as underdogs. The Lady Rams faced off against the Farmington United Falcons in the first round. Sadly, the girls couldn't pull it off, losing to the Falcons 4-1. Congratulations to the girls on a great season.
For our last story on Ram Center, we've got a heartwarming event of people raising money for a great cause. The Mitchell's Run is an annual race where people run to raise awareness as well as money towards research for muscular dystrophy.
And though the race was online this year, that didn't stop people from running in their own neighborhoods and tracking the miles. Even some of our own Ram Center members ran the race themselves. We were able to talk to one of the founders about how the race was started and what it has meant to the community throughout the years.
Every year, Rockford hosts a very special organization called the Mitchell's Run.
Mitchell's Run is an event that was born back in 1999. The whole idea around Mitchell's Run is to build awareness and to raise funds to find a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
This is a muscular disease that only affects 1 out of 3,500 boys.
And our son Mitchell was diagnosed with that disease back when he was 3 years old on March 3rd of 1999.
The Petersons knew right away that this was their opportunity to help both Mitchell and other boys struggling with this disease.
I used to be a runner much more back in 1999, but more importantly, we felt like the community of Rockford was very supportive of running in general. We just felt like it was a perfect fit for the community.
Although Mitchell's Run is normally always in person, this year they had to run things a little different because of COVID-19.
We did a virtual run. We really put most of our marketing efforts on social media.
The idea was to sign up and register for the run like you normally would, but with a little twist.
Because we couldn't gather everyone together like we normally would downtown, we gave everyone the opportunity to go out and run a 5K on their own.
Even though without the crowds cheering them on, there were still many runners who came out and had a good time.
It was good to just get out, run on a nice day, do a nice safe social distance run with a good group of people and still support Mitchell's Run.
Mitchell's Run is a great way to support a good cause and get some exercise in. This has been Anna Carpenter with Band the Rock, signing off.
And that's all the stories we have for this edition of Ram Center. And what a show we've had today. I'll say, it's great to see how sports have found a way to continue throughout this pandemic. And I know it means the world to athletes to just have a chance to compete.
Even with a shortened season, Ram Center was still able to find top plays for the fall season here at Rockford, and here they are.
In third place, we have all-conference number 9, Ben Toddy, making the final stop on 4th and goal in triple overtime against the Granville Bulldogs. This allowed the Rams to have a chance to score. In second place, we have Jude Parks, who ran a 15:35 at the state tournament. This allowed him to place 7th in the state and exceed expectations. In first place, we have number 3, Caden Curry, coming up clutch in triple overtime against the Granville Bulldogs, scoring the last touchdown to crown Rockford District champions.
With the conclusion of our top plays, that's all we have for this fall edition of Ram Center. Congratulations to all of the athletes and the team's achievements this season.
Be sure to tune in for the winter season and all the exciting sporting events to come. Once again, I'm Lauren Lewis.
And I'm Moses Bosscher. Have a good winter, Rockford.
Just to establish strong relationships with these kids. And
It's definitely been harder this year than the past years to motivate our team, because at the beginning of the season,
Razor, and for the past 4 years it has benefited JDRF, which is...
Hi, I'm Jude Parks. I'm a senior at Rockford High School. I run cross country and track and field.
Run is an event that was born back in 1999. The whole idea